My son went away to college for his freshman year and came back an absolute mess. I thought he couldn't handle living on campus. He dropped out and that led to a lot of tension and a few shoving matches. Things got worse when he became anorexic and had to be hospitalized. He finally disclosed to me why he deteriorated after coming home from college. He got raped by 3 men. There was a girl offering non-sexual modeling work for guys at his college. He inquired about it and was offered $1,000 cash to do shirtless photos at a pool. They'd be other guys and girls from his school there too. A guy picked him up and took him to an apartment with 2 other guys. They said they were waiting for everyone else to show up and for the house to be set up. They offered my son a drink and he got sick. The 3 guys that took turns raping him. He said they didn't use condoms and a few times he tried to fight back but couldn't stay awake. He woke up at a park. He wasn't robbed or beaten. Just raped. The apartment was an Airbnb rental and the numbers he got had been disconnected. He was furious that he had been taken advantage of and ashamed that he couldn't tell anyone. He spent the last year getting better and is going to a college in our area so he can live at home. My point to all this is that rape is not just a female thing. My son said nothing because he was convinced that people would shame and blame him. Edit: My son did not want to report it because he is ashamed by it. He thinks people will frown upon him. He is mid-high functioning. In middle school, he was, I would say, about above average. He was a math prodigy, made up his own language, aced his classes and was a whiz, although socially stunted. Then puberty hit, he stopped going outside, and he started destroying his and me and the wife's property. We loved him enough to let it slide though, and he lived with us along with the occasional stay at a psych ward. Yesterday he killed our family cat after having a meltdown due to us trying to take his computer away after me and my wife caught him looking at anime hentai of girls who looked to be about 5. He threw my prized high school football trophy, wherein I won state, at the poor thing, causing its skull to split and its brains to spill out. I just about had it with them, wailed on them, threw him on the curb, and tossed his computers and gaming systems with him and told him if he ever came back I would kill him. Haven't seen him since. Update, reddit.com web link. First, I need to introduce you to the cast of characters involved. There's my mother, my stepsister, Alice, name changed, her father, my stepdad, and I. I'm a 34-year-old woman. Now, my mother is a typical narcissist. She honestly believes that the universe should and does revolve around her. When my parents divorced, my brother and I chose to live with our dad. About a year later my mom married a guy who had a daughter with his first wife. My mom has never liked Alice and used to constantly bully and gaslight the poor girl whenever she went to visit her dad. Even now, when Alice is an independent adult woman, my mom tries to compete with her for her husband's attention. It's quite pathetic. Alice and I became friends soon after we met. My brother and I were sent to visit my mom. Alice was there too and actually unloaded on me, angrily telling me what a monster my mom was. I nodded and agreed with everything else said. I knew exactly what she was talking about as my mom has subjected me to the same abuse and gaslighting. Alice was taken aback by this and started crying. She tearfully told me all about my mom's actions. I comforted her and told her I believed her. In that moment we became friends. Our mutual aversion to my mom's bullshit bonded us. Over the years, we often teamed up and defended each other from my mom's psychological attacks. It also didn't hurt that we had several shared interests. Fast forward to last week. My stepsister, and close friend, married the love of her life. I was one of the bridesmaids. My mom was there too, of course. In a white, full-length dress. Even on Alice's wedding day, my mom felt the need to torment her and try to upstage her. I was infuriated when I saw that my friend was close to tears because of this. I walked up to my mom and told her that she needed to change, and that she obviously wore this dress to hurt Alice. She just laughed and told me to stop being silly. I asked her one more time, she dismissed me again with that annoying smirk. I just said fine. Just remember that I gave you an out. Then I got a wine bottle and poured its contents on my mom's white dress. For a minute, she was stunned into silence. Then she began screaming at me. I just smiled and reminded her that I gave her a chance. Thankfully, my stepdad decided to grow a spine and told her to stop making a scene. She told him she needed to go buy a dress and he needed to drive her. Stepdad refused and told her she has to go alone. Mom left in a huff and didn't come back. We later found out that she went home. The wedding turned out to be absolutely splendid. Alice was glowing with joy. She later hugged me and thanked me for getting rid of her step-monster. All in all, it was a great day. Were my actions petty? Yes. Immature? Probably. Justified? Absolutely. My date, he always seemed like a calm, composed, focused, serious kind of person. He doesn't post much on social media, doesn't have a large friend circle, doesn't talk too much, a kind of guy you'd think works for some secret services. We have been on a couple of casual dates and he spends good time with me and opens up a little, but I always feel like there is so much that I don't know about him. So this happened yesterday night after our third meetup. We went to grab dinner. He wanted to drop me off at my place in his car but I insisted him to walk me off as the place is pretty close to my apartment. We were walking down the streets and I noticed a stray kitty and I showed him the cat. And he just turned into something I never expected to see. He walked up to the kitty and started petting her, talking to her in a sweet, cute voice. His voice is pretty rough. Looking at him was like seeing a toddler get a toy they have wanted for too long. Seeing him like that was so wholesome that I couldn't stop my tears of happiness. Edit, to everyone saying this isn't a confession, is a clickbait, is misleading etc. It is a confession for me as I can't share this with the people I know and wanted to share an experience I had with others, hence I decided to post it. About the title, it literally explains what I experienced. I had never seen him act that soft and cute and that is a side of him I had never seen. I'd if it comes out as a clickbait cause I didn't intend it to be one. Thank you. I, 37F, and husband, 40 meters, have been together over 10 years and married too. Since we got married 18 months ago we have only had sex twice. Wedding day and anniversary. I am very clean, what I would consider good looking and he tells me constantly how much he loves me and how sexy I am. That being said, every time I try to take him to Funky Town, he always has excuses. I'm tired. I'm hungry, I'm too full. My head hurts. I'm bloated. I need to poo. I need to shower. List goes on and on. Ridiculous. Yesterday I put on lingerie and walked in front of him. He immediately jumped out of bed, which I thought was a good sign until he announced he needed to pee. 2 hours later he comes back in and is too tired to do anything. What the heck is going on? We used to go at it at least 5x a week before getting married. I'm legit scratching my head confused. What's going on? I'd quote anyone says but Islam is so toxic and favors men over women. Women are always restricted and cursed over the smallest stupidest things. Men get so many privileges but women don't. Literally can't live a normal life as a human. We can only be loaded and guarded by male guardians. Those Muslim women who are free are only free cause either their family don't care much about religion or they're too liberal. Can't convince me otherwise.